My name is Bkay. I'm a music producer and I've produced for the likes of Central Cee, Millionz, Krept and Konan, and the list goes on. My name is Bkay. I'm a music producer and I've produced for the likes of Central Cee, Millionz, Krept and Konan, and the list goes on. Obviously my background, Congolese, but obviously I'm from North London. That's where I'm from, basically. Good question. You know what? When I was younger, I wasn't really into into rap music like that. But I feel like as soon as I went into secondary school and I met people from different backgrounds, different views, and that people just have different views on music. I saw that everyone was just listening to Chicago drill, so I kind of caught the wave and started, researching about the whole genre, and I started hearing the beats. I was like, raw, you know what? One day, why not I start making beats like that? And then from there, I just, everything just paid through. Just, started making beats from 12 years old. FL Studio 11. So that was the original one that I was using at the time, because everyone knows how to get all these softwares and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was using at the time, and I had a demo version, I can't lie. So I couldn't save my projects, so I had to basically make the beat, render it, and then just make sure that everything's mixed, and then swallow the pill that I'm not ever gonna have this project ever saved again. Can't go back to it. So yeah, that's what I was using basically. Obviously, no, I'm still using FL Studio, so FL 21 now. I want to try Ableton though. I want to try that software. Obviously, I tried to use Logic, but with Logic it's a bit complicated. I feel Logic is more for recording. Yeah, I feel like FL Studio is more for FL Studio is more for making beats. It sounds better making beats on FL Studio. Yeah, that's what I think about FL Studio. That production wise, that's what it's for, a workstation to make beats. But then Logic is more for audio recordings. Hence why I feel like when you record on Logic, it sounds a lot more better than if it was to record on FL Studio. Yeah, so I believe so. So yeah.
Okay.
Probably Ableton will be the software that I'll try. Try Cubase as well. For Cubase, it's old school, man. That ain't for me. It's not complicated. It's just old school to me. That ain't really for me. When I tried it, I was like, no, man, it's a bit old school. FL Studio, yeah. So again, I was using Fruity Loops 11, and I got into it through who was it? I'm trying to remember. I think I was watching a video on YouTube, just learning about what workstations to use, and there was GarageBand, and then I think there was some hip hop workstation that I had on my phone, so I was using it. But obviously that wasn't it didn't have everything. You couldn't really unlock your perks on there. So when I found out about FL Studio I'm not gonna lie, it's a guy called Busy Work Beats. I just found his videos on YouTube, and then I've seen it, and then just started watching his tutorials, and he was making some tutorials about the music theory, draw beats as well. Obviously Chicago, and yeah, I just started kind of taking in what he was saying, trying to make my own beats as well. At first it sounded bad. I had no clue about for example, using soft clip on your beats or using the limiter. So my beats sounded very quiet, and you could just tell my music theory wasn't up there.
Yeah.
The scales and that was very key what I had to learn about. So that was at the beginning. Then as I started making more beats, I was learning more about you gotta self-teach yourself, can't really depend on tutorials. You kind of like learn your own sound. You kind of gotta experiment. You know, music is about experiments. You know, I see it as like science. So yeah, and art, you just gotta try. Yeah. See what sounds good and whatnot. So yeah, I was just playing around with different plugins, like Nexus, mainly Nexus. That was like my go-to plugin, you know, for the pianos, the arps, the leads, and you know, just the sounds basically. Yeah. And then yeah, like once I grasped the, you know, the idea of making beats, then I started to, you know, broadcast my beats on SoundCloud, YouTube. That was like the next step in order to get my name out there. And yeah, I was just posting my beats on SoundCloud, YouTube as well, just hoping I can get some recognition. Yeah. And, you know, the first few months I was getting a bit of recognition. I was making beats with one of my guys that went to the same school as me called Kayman. He was making beats as well, so I was collabing with him a lot. You do need to collab. You need to learn from other people. You know, you don't want to be the smartest in the room. You want to learn from people. So it was just more of a thing where man was just collaborating with, again, K-Man and then my boy JNWO as well. Mainly those two, because you know at the time it was all, you know, not living too close, living too far away from each other. So yeah, man, we'll be able to link up with each other and just make beats and whatnot. Okay. My first studio experience was good. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously Bills from Groundsworks, he hit me up. Obviously I've known him for a while, went from the same ends. He hit me up saying that he wants me to come down a session with KO. And yeah, I came down. These times my laptop was broken, so my laptop was like half. Yeah, it was broken, so the screen was off. So I had to go in and plug in the HDMI cable into the monitor, and then yeah, man just playing him a couple of my beats, and then he was rating them, and then yeah, he used it, and then yeah, he ended up releasing it on Mixtape Madness. So it was a successful session. I was 16 at the time as well. Okay. And these times my mum was very like, you know, very adamant on me going out to certain places because obviously man's young. She saw that I got potential. She was very like protective. Yeah, session went well. Yeah. So I got my first placement when I was like 13 years old. So obviously I started making beats when I was 12. So when I turned 13, that's when everything started to. That was more of me now, broadcasting my beats, getting my beats out there, trying to show people who I am. And so yeah, I got a call from my boy saying that I got a placement with 410, so a group in South London, Brixton, jumped to my beat, downloaded it from SoundCloud. So to me already it was like, wow, like I'm getting recognition. You know, I'm happy that people are starting to realize that, you know, you can do something with your life at a young age. At the time, you know, it was rare for somebody to be young and to be a producer. Yeah, man. The song came out a couple months later, and then yeah, the song got like 3 million views. Yeah, first took it down. So, you know what? I can put hand on my heart. I can say that I'm proud of, you know, of having a production that man done from a young age to have reached at least 1 million views. Like to me, that was an accomplishment. And that yeah, like I'm here to be a producer for the long run. So obviously my sound at the time was, you know, using vocals and implementing them into drill beats. And at the time nobody was really doing it like that apart from myself and Sax Beats. So when, for example, when I sent Krept the beat, you know, he was like, it was gassed, like he was like, yeah, like this is different, like this is, you know, a different type of vibe. So already he was rating my thing. So when the song came out, I Spy, well, top 20, I got from it as well. Everyone clocked that, okay, this could be like the new sound that we're heading towards. You know, even telling like, even before that, I had a song with Digga D and his group called No Porkies, and I used vocals as well on that track. People were rating it. There was like people starting to see that this could be like, you know, the new wave of adding vocals into your beats. And yeah, man, you know, from there, like I feel like the artists themselves, they were adapting to my beats, you know, just understanding that, yeah, like if I'm coming to Bkay for a beat, I know what I want from it. So it was more of them adapting to my beats. So yeah, man. But yeah, the way that they adapted to it was easy, man. It wasn't too hard, you know. It's just more of a, it's just probably just having to find a hook that sounds catchy, and yeah, just making sure that the rap doesn't sound bad. Just make sure it sounds good. I feel like if you know talent and if you know good music, then in your heart you'll be able to know, and in your mind as well. So, for example, the song with Central Cee, Tension. Yeah, I knew that song was gonna be good because the sounds that you know, me and the other producer Love Life that we used, it complemented Central Cee's whole theme of what he's doing with his music. And yeah, man, it was a vibe. Not too much going on. Simple, straight to the point. And yeah, man. I always ask that, for example, like some of my female friends on their opinion of the songs, because I feel like when it comes to women, I feel like they're more honest. Than men when it comes to music, they're just more straight to the point. With guys, like they might be like, yeah, this song is hard, but they might be saying that just to benefit of their bedrooms or whatnot. So yeah, man. That's probably one way you can tell it's gonna be a banger. Another way, if I feel like nowadays it's hard to tell if a song's gonna be a banger or not because of how saturated the music scene is. It's hard, but I just feel like in your heart, if you know that you can reload it as many times as you can throughout like the whole month, then again, it's all about perception. How you view your things, basically. And the way I do it is, again, I try not to make my beats a competition to anybody else's. I see my music as a form of art and my own expression. That way I'm not really trying to compete with anyone. I'm just trying to be in my own lane. I'm trying to do my music for myself, and how the audience takes it, they'll take it as that. So yeah, that's how I take my music as. I don't really look into people's music too deep. It's better like that. I just feel like as a producer as well, like it's okay to learn from other people, and it's healthy as well. Always gotta learn, but like you wanna make sure that like when you're trying to be in your own lane, like just make sure that like you ain't too distracted from other people's sounds. Like, just keep it your own wave. You get it? You can take ideas and implement it into your own ideas. And that's how you stay in your own lane, in my opinion. But a good question, See where it is. The UK is actually small, small island. Probably PTJ, I like his music. Yeah, man. Apart from him, I'm trying to think, because I feel like I've worked with most producers. So maybe somebody of his, like, of like the Afrobeats world, because I'm trying to learn about that scene as well. I want to be able to play, like instruments. Like if you can compose, I feel like it just opens more doors and it puts you in rooms, and that way you're able to engage with the artist better. Sometimes like sitting in a session and making the beat, get me, and just trying to how that point was trying to use a software to create a piano melody can sometimes be a bit long. But if you can compose, it just, I don't know, it just makes the vibe more better. I want to be able to sit down with an artist and be like, yo, I've got an idea for you. Let me play something on the piano and create something from scratch. Like, that's what I want to be able to do. If you see the older generation, like most of them near enough can play the piano or just play from scratch. You know what? I can't lie. I enjoy, mixing. I feel like it's fun because you're training your ears to, to sense any issues that you can hear in the audio, and I don't know. Like for example, like with my boy right now, he's about to release some music, so I've been working with him closely, and whenever I'm recording him, it's getting more fun and more enjoyable each time I record him, because not only he's becoming better at what he does, but I'm also becoming better at what I'm doing with the engineering scheme. So mine's understanding how to, the use. I'm learning about the use of compression. Engineering is fun. It's fun. But there'll be some artists that you might get that sound a bit off. You kind of got to work harder to make sure that they sound at least decent. At least you're satisfied with it. I'll keep it real with you. I feel like, engineering wise, it depends. Because I feel like with an engineer, I feel like as an engineer, like you gotta be dedicated to the days where you're gonna be in the studio for like 12 hours. You got a long session for artists, bringing like 20 man to the studio, so you gotta do with them doing a bunch of nonsense, leaving things in the room, just talking loud or whatnot. We have to get on with it because you are being paid for this at the end of the day. So I feel like for me, that's not really my vibe, man. I prefer to work with people that man is comfortable with, rather than just work at anybody when it comes to engineering. You get it? But if it comes to production, that's different, because that's what I actually do. That's what I specialize in. That's man's profession. You get it? So to me, I wouldn't care, because with producer, I've been doing that since I was young. But with engineering, it's only been a recent thing. So I'm not going to be able to learn how to deal with the pressure when there's so many people behind you whilst you're in front of a desk. So yeah, man, maybe the engineering thing, I'll see about it. But
maybe.
Obviously, there's other things I want to get into, around the music scene as well. The music scheme I want to get around towards. I feel like there's a lot more to music than this production. Yeah, exactly. Again, one thing I've learned is, the music business can be cruel sometimes, and you gotta learn about patience, when it comes to payments and just people appreciating you. That's one thing you gotta learn about, just patience with those kind of things, because even me coming up as well as a producer, I was asking certain channels to give me credit on a song, because more time these artists are taking beats from YouTube and they don't even know who's on the beat, who's made the beat. So I'll DM like certain music channels to ask them to give me credit on the track. That way it can help me with my brand and my portfolio, and it can be exposed like throughout the whole nation, the whole world. So it takes a lot of time for people to be appreciated in the music game. That's what I believe, truly appreciated. So yeah, man, literally just trust in the journey and just don't get too worked up if, for example, the song, for example, doesn't come out. Don't get too worked up. there's millions of artists out there in the world. That's what people forget. There's so many people trying to do music because again, music is like a time machine. Like people are trying to make music, so people can go back to it anytime. Collaborate, yeah. Collaborating is key to being a producer. You get producers saying that they want to stay in their own wave. That's understandable, but if you want to get to certain places, you have to network, and networking requires collaborating. So if you're able to collaborate, you're opening doors to more rooms and to more clients and bigger placements potentially. So that's one key thing. Second thing I'd say is try different genres. Don't stick to one genre, because with music is music. Like there's so much to do in music in terms of just exploring different sounds, different elements. You know, try like, I don't know, blues or trying to think what else. I don't know, reggaeton. Just try something different, man. Maybe that way, because a lot of the issue is that a lot of producers have beat block because they're doing the same thing repeatedly, and their mind is stuck in a box where now they can't think outside the box. So my advice would be try different genres and see how that goes for you. And even with artists as well, like you think artists are gonna be making the same song like all the time, like no, like the label eventually gonna tell them like, yo, you gotta switch it up a bit. Try something different, try something that's not really in your field. So try different genres. And then third one I'd say is probably study the music game in terms of its business, because again a lot of producers come into the game with, you know, no managers or lawyers. So when it comes to an artist trying to purchase your beat, make sure there's a legal agreement, and make sure there's a manager involved, so that way you're not getting bumped and you can earn your full amount of points, publishing, and obviously the amount of money being paid for the track. A lot of young producers nowadays, like, they're becoming a lot more smarter, but the issue with young producers is that I feel like they're overexposed to. They got too much exposure of like what's out there. They gotta dig deeper into it. Yeah, but even myself, I still feel like I'm still young. I still got a lot to learn. So I'm basically talking to my younger self what I would have done. Yeah. If I started making beats from 12 years old, 13 years old, because at the time when I was making beats, no one was making beats at my age. That I recall of. Like, I don't remember anyone. Like, people were calling me the youngest in charge. You get me? Because I was like the one that was constantly making songs. She's an amazing artist. An amazing artist. A perfectionist. I think that's the perfect word for her. Perfectionist. You know, my label got me in touch with her, and from there she was explaining how she's trying to make a song, but trying to, you know, use like the drill elements inside the track. So, you know, when I caught the idea, there was another producer called El Guincho. Yeah, spoke to him now on the phone. You know, good guy as well. Understanding his vibe as well. Do you get it? So, you know, I was like looking forward to it. So show him he's worked with a lot of artists. So to me, it was like, you know what, I like this because I'm learning about the alternative side of music. So it's like, it's something refreshing, you know. So, boom, you know, made the beat now. FK Twigs was liking it. You know, she told me, you know, what artists do you feel like you should jump on it? I said, Unknown T should hop on it, and then Jorja Smith jumped on it as well. So to me it was like, wow. So mine's a drill producer. well, I'm predominantly a producer that does drill. Yeah. And I'm getting not only FK Twigs but Jorja Smith on a Bkay beat. And you know, to me that was like, wow, like never in my 9 years of producing that I would have expected that. So it was amazing, and she invited me to a couple of sessions, and you could just see how like she was a very concrete, detailed artist. Like she's very like specific on what needs to be like, what sounds needs to be expressed the most like on the tracks. So yeah, man, I was just taking it in, you know.
Yes.
I wasn't even saying anything. I was just taking it in more time. You get it?
Living the experience, you know, because it is experience, you know.
Yeah. No, man, but no, she's an amazing artist, man. You know, she got a proper fan base as well.
Yeah.
Serious fan base.
Yeah.
Went to an after party one time for, you know, for her album, and her fans, like, me and my boy went, and listen, I was looking at him like, wow, like, her fan base, she don't even need like the UK in general, like she's got the whole of Europe and America as well, so she's comfortable, you get me? So yeah, man. Obviously in the UK, as you can see right now, like I believe we're in a drought. I feel like, you know, drill has been it's been sucked up. It's been sucked. The soul's been sucked out of drill, and a lot of people are now just confused on what to make now. So people are, you know, going back to rap, or I don't know. Again, people are trying the Jersey drill as well. Everyone's just on this trial and error thing right now. But yeah, I'm trying to expand, of course. For example, I was in Paris not too long ago, working with some artists called Asco. Been to Germany as well. You know, 100%. I've been knowing about French music from a young age.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm coming from French. Yeah, I'm coming from a French-spoken family, so you know, French music's always been in my household. So I was bound to work with a French artist down the line of my career. So you know, working with a French artist would be amazing. Like, well, like a bunch of them would be amazing. I mean, like Man Race, like Tio Cola, Nino, Niska, who else? Obviously Gazo as well. I think Gazo don't sign to my beat, but I don't know what's gonna come out. Even the producers there as well, cold still, like cold.
Yeah.
Still, a couple of them, and the engineers as well. 100%. Yeah, I'll go back to France probably this year, definitely, but I don't know when. But definitely, there's different parts of France that make different type of music. I heard like Marseille got their own type of sound. See, Paris got their own sound. Yeah, man, definitely. I'm not trying to go to. I want to go New York as well. Yeah, man. I feel like again, like music. It's a long career. If you're dedicated to it, it can be a long career or a short career if you ain't got the desire and the heart for it. So it can go either way. But obviously, I wanna have a long career in music, simply because that's what I've been doing since young. But obviously, I wanna add other assets as well aside it, because I'm also interested in other things as well. From early, I already knew about most of these like settings and features from early, because you know that is you know it's a priority you know at the beginning. But probably one thing I probably learned something new past year or so is probably you can use MIDIs as a way to not get past like not to bypass time, but yeah, you can use MIDI presets as a way to bypass times, especially when you're in a session with artists and you ain't got time to make beats for long, because the artist is thinking, yo, I'm trying to get in the booth and record. Yeah. So if you have a MIDI set there, a MIDI preset there, you can just drag it into the channel rack and just start making beats quickly. Yeah, literally. So that's what I learned, something new. Exactly. So me going from studio from a young age actually helped me to become like resistant to the pressure put upon me when in sessions. You get it? Because now it's like when I'm in a session, I'm not stressed because I know what to do I'm not what the artist expecting. But before, I was a bit nervous simply because I don't want to come home with one, no track in my email, and number two, to waste the time in a session not knowing that I wasn't able to make it beat on time. But now I can just go into a session and make it be in like 10-15 minutes. Again, using the MIDI presets or like loops as well. Like more time I'll just be asking for loops because I ain't got time to make melody in a session. Yeah, especially if I'm by myself as well. But if I'm with other producers, then I will we'll collaborate and go buy ideas. Buy ideas. Yeah, basically that. Obviously, when I get it's like the melody. When I get the melody, I work on the percussions first. I think that's key. Try to get the small parts in first. You know, try to build up the atmosphere. You know what I'm trying to say? And then I will do the hi-hats, then clap, then the bass, and then the kick. Kick always comes last. Bass comes second to last. The rest can go in any other form. Because you wanna, it's like you want that suspense, you want that build up into the track so you can feel like excited about what they're making. So that's my order basically. Always melody first, last is drums. Always. More time, I'm cool with it. I'm a cool person. I ain't really a tell-off person. Like, if you know me, you know that if I come into my session, you're coming here to respect the boundaries and to treat this as if like we're in like this is a pay session. So you're paying for your time with me, so you're gonna have to act accordingly to, you know, what people do when they're in sessions. Do you get it? So more time, don't be relaxed and whatever, you know, have a drink, smoke outside, do what you need to do, but just don't come into my session and just, you know, just be doing a mazzoline, like just control yourself, innit? Because at the end of the day, you are in a controlled environment. Do you get it? So more time, it's cool. I ain't got no problem. As long as you're cool and you ain't a maniac, we can proceed with the session. I keep that to myself, you know. I don't like to put on my business, you know, on the internet, you know. But you gotta talk to my manager or my label or something about that. Yeah, chat to them. You see what it is? I feel like I'm just growing up. You know? I feel like I'm catching up with life now. I feel like I sacrificed my youth for making music, and now that I'm in a position where I want to be, I've reached the point where I wanted to be. I can finally now like catch up with life and just spend time with people and just research and just appreciate life more.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like more time I'll be watching series now. Just finished watching The Sopranos and The Wire. You know what I mean? Shows I should have watched from younger, but it's like now I'm already watching it now. But again, it's like I feel like everyone gets to that point in life where they need to catch up with life.
Yeah.
Get me? That's one thing about like musicians as well. When starting from young, I feel like we get so caught up with this lifestyle of having to be dedicated to music, because nowadays music is seen as a chore rather than something to do for fun. So you gotta stick to it. Once you get into music, you stick to it, and then when you've reached the point that you've wanted to reach, that's when you can kind of like not take the foot off the gas completely, but you can kind of enjoy life more. So that's what man's doing now. I'm just keeping myself to myself and just more time I'm just spending time with like my family. Yeah, family's important, man. Just spending time with my family, more time, or just man. Obviously making music, you know, or just chilling, watching series. Yeah, enough times. Obviously, like there's always gonna be some type of problem when you go into a studio that you've never been into. Like, you know. So what I'll do is I'll just call the owner and just ask them, you know, I got a problem with, for example, the speaker. How do I fix this? And yeah, they'll just show me. And during that time, I won't be stressed out because at the end of the day, I'm paying for the person's studio, so it's down to them to fix it or not. So I'm not really stressed out. There always gotta be speakers, a monitor at least, and the place has to be comfortable enough for my clients to be in. Because one thing I've realized is that a lot of clients like a room that it just seems like home. Not home, but like it seems comfortable for them. So they can bring their friends over, and you gotta think about the clients as peers. They're coming for their client to make music. So in that time, they might be bored.
They
so
support.
What other amusements are here? Like if there's games to play, or you always got to think about the clients.
Yeah.
What they could be doing in the meanwhile, whilst the artist is working. Like 19.
Wow.
19. I think it's 19 or 20. 20.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming to be that young and have like again, I feel like I've done so much for my age. I've done so much. Like if I could sit back and recap on everything, or just do like a recount on everything that man's gone through in my life. Having a studio was a big step. It's showing that man can be. I can have responsibilities, upon me, to look after my own space and discipline as well. Knowing that I have to make sure that I am obliged to the rules of the place, and yeah, man, it's another factor to my life that I had to learn about just being disciplined, basically. Again, just be versatile as possible, network, collaborate, and try to venture out to different avenues as well. Not only, if I'm talking in terms of the UK producers, not only drill, like there's other genres you can actually do. Like the UK has a lot of depth in terms of the type of music that we can be exposed to. So try different genres. And yeah, man, consistency as well. Obviously now we're in hard times where a lot of musicians ain't making as much music, so it's kind of harder for artists to find new ones, and the new ones are harder to recognize because of how do I put into words, man? I just feel like the scene right now is it's mainly TikTok. When you get an artist that's making music for TikTok, more time they're not really lasting like that. In my honest opinion, most of the songs that I've heard this year, they are not timeless.
Yeah,
they're not timeless.
That's the word, timeless. Yeah,
I could listen to a song from the 2000s and 90s, and I'll say that's more of a timeless era than the era that we're in now. That's because again, the TikTok era has basically ruined a lot of people's attention spans, in my opinion. A lot of man ain't trying to hear ideas. They want to see what's trending. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, let me hear this. Don't want to try anything new. Just try to make music that isn't for TikTok. Like, try to make music that is for the long run. Because again, like I said, music is a time machine. We always go back. Yeah. We always go back to time by music.
Yeah.
Like you might be with your friend or your brethren and be like, oh, remember that time when that song came out? That was good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I just feel like, start making music that's for, the heart and the emotion rather than making it for TikTok. 100%, but obviously, like, I don't want to talk about it until I'm certain what I want to do, but 100% there are things that I'm looking at that I want to do in the future, because music, again, is one of many things that I want to that I want to do. Music is one of the only things that is obviously always gonna be in my life, but I also want to get into others, other things as well, other than music, because I feel like I'm still young. I've got time to learn. Yeah, man, I got time on my hands. So
Yeah.
I'm just, waiting for the idea to pop out of my mind, and I can go with it. But yeah, 100%. Shout out to Producer Pod for bringing me here to have a conversation with them. You can find my Instagram at Bkayproducer. My email is bkayproducer@gmail.com for any inquiries. And yeah, man. And my YouTube as well, Bkay. That's where you find all my beats. And yeah, man.